What's up guys, it's Flyhyper here with another video on SW Bros, and today's video is going to be a Dragons B10 team for mid-game players such as myself. I have 15 6-stars right now, and I would consider myself a mid-game player. Not early, not late, just mid-game probably. So like, not a beginner and not an expert, so just a middle player. So I'll go ahead and start it. So what I was going to say is that I'm going to say a replacement for each of these monsters in case you don't have them, because I do know that this isn't a farmable team, but I mean, if you have these monsters, they're better than the replacements I'm going to say. So if you do have all 5 of these, then build this team. It'll work great. It's about a 3-minute to 3.5-minute run so far. It's rune removal day today, free rune removal. So I just re-runed everyone, and I ruined these guys up so I could grind some dragons this month, because I haven't really grinded much dragons, mainly just giants. So as you can see, it's Verdehile, lead, and then Spectra, Bella, Hwa, and Vero. So there's 2 unfarmable mons in here, and it's Hwa and Verd, which are very good. Both of them are very good, so if you do have both of them, definitely build them, 6-star them, they're great. So we got... Oh, wow. Those hit hard. That's one thing you have to watch is the def break here. And then if they all start getting turns, it'll one-shot one guy if they def break and all attack. But this team is pretty good success rate so far with my runes at least. And my runes aren't that great. They're alright. I'll show you them at the end of this video. I gave them some of my better runes, since we just rune removal. Today actually is rune removal day. It's July 8th right now. So, alright, so Verdehile is the fire vampire. The speed lead he has is great. The 28% speed is just such a good leader skill. I think he's one of the only, if not the only monster with that much of a speed leader in the dungeons. 28, it's hard to beat, so that's why Verdehile is really hard to replace. As you guys probably that don't have a Verd, you probably already know how hard Verd is replaced. Oh yeah, and as you can see, this team goes straight boss. We don't go for the right crystal. We just go straight boss. So Verd, basically what he does is every time he attacks, he has a passive. So every time he crits, he gains 20% attack bar for your whole team. So his first skill attacks twice. So 20 times 2, that's 40. So it gives all your teammates 40% attack bar every time he goes, because you build him with 100 crit rate, so that he'll give you that much more attack bar and that much more turns. That's why he's so good. His speed lead's great too, but if you don't have a Verd, the best replacement probably that's farmable is probably like Bernard here, just to give you the extra attack bar. It's nowhere near as good, because his is 30% every 3 turns, whereas Verd's is 40% every single turn. So that's why he's really not as good. He does give the speed buff, Bernard, but he's not as good. So if you have Verd, build Verd, but you could maybe, I'm not sure about the replacements, I haven't tried them, but you can maybe get away with a Bernard. So that's for Verd. Then we got Spectra. Spectra is also hard to replace, but not as hard to replace. Anyone with a AoE speed debuff is your best option. So area might work, but Spectra is really the best, because he also his second skill hits kind of hard, and then he also decreases the attack gauge, and it's harmless, so it doesn't hit the boss, so there's no chance of them, there's no chance of him glancing and then not landing the speed debuff. So there we go. Let's check the time of that run. 3:33, just as I basically said, 3:33. Alright, so basically I'll show you my runes, but first I'll show you the runes first, and then I'll continue what I was saying. So here we go. Here's Verd's runes. I'll pause it. If you need to pause it, go ahead. That's fine. I'll just go through them. I'm still getting around to upgrading them. So there's Verd. See, I just need one more upgrade on that. And then we got Spectra. There's his stats. And yeah, it's about 23k HP. With, I think, like 170 or 180 speed. I'm not sure. You guys could do the math. That's 130, yeah, 180 speed on the dot actually. And then we got Hwa, 20k HP about, and about, what was that, 1.5k attack, and about 800, 900, 800, 700, 800 def. Alright, sorry. So there's the first rune. So I still need to upgrade these to plus 12, all these plus 9 runes. Alright, Fatal Energy on the Hwa. Who else? Bella, Vero were the last two. So, yeah, like you probably maybe just saw. So that's 24k HP, 183 speed. Like you maybe just saw, that's Violent. I have Violent on my Bella. So Violent's great on Bella because then he gets the turns back, and then he could use his Mobilize heal more often because he is a solo healer in this team. So you need his heal to be ready when you need it. And then we got Swift here on Vero. Hold up. There's his stats. About 25k HP. Alright, and also the speed sync, the speed for this team, the speed order that I have, if you didn't just figure it out during the thing, it goes Bella first, so that it'll strip the immunity on the buff, and it'll do the death break first. So Bella first, then Hwa after Bella. It doesn't matter that much, but Hwa's good next because then it'll push the attack bar back, and it'll, give the DOS the speed debuff, and also is mainly the only nuker on this team, so it nukes right there. And then we got, alright, so then Hwa, and then next is Spectra. And so what I like to have is I like to have Bella first, and then you could either do Spectra or Hwa next. It doesn't really matter. And then after that, Vero, and then Verdehile. I'll explain why. So Bella first strips the immunity, right? And then Hwa or Spectra, doesn't matter. Just make them second and third because they'll do the speed debuff, and they're just kind of in the middle. And then we got Vero to cleanse anything that comes on those guys right away. Because if he's first, and then Vero goes, and then they put a bunch of debuffs, then he won't be there to cleanse them off the rest of your team till his next turn. So it's good to have him after, in my opinion. And then Verd last, because once everyone goes, Verd goes and boosts the attack bar more. Whereas if Verd goes first, he's just boosting it up already past, their turn. So it's just like past 100% attack bar. So it's best to have him last when he gets the full use out of his passive, his attack bar boost. Oh yeah, and I wouldn't recommend skilling up Verd. I have a video on this. We have a video on this channel about that. Why it's better to not skill him up rather than skill him up. So if you want to check that video out, it's on our channel. I'll put a link in in the description as well. And then we got, let's see. So yeah, and all the rest of them should be max skilled. Oh, Hwa. Oh yeah, Hwa's not. I haven't gotten around to max skilling Hwa. And Verd's not, obviously, but yeah. So they're all max skilled. So back where I was, oh yeah. So before I got to the runes, I was saying the replacements for everyone. So we got, and I already said Verd. Spectra's again hard to replace, but an AoE speed debuffer is your best option probably. So Area, the light succubus, if I have one. Shannon doesn't really work in dragons because she's wind, but anyone that'll do AoE speed debuff is your best option because you want the speed debuff so that it'll speed debuff the immunity crystal, so the immunity's not always coming on, and then it's best to have the immunity off because then you could do the speed debuffs, your death breaks, your dots, all that good stuff. And then he also hits pretty hard on this skill. So yeah, I have 75 crit rate on him. I wish I could have more crit damage, but I just didn't have the good enough runes for that. So yeah, anyway, AoE speed debuffers mainly are going to be a replacement, but Spectra's farmable, so you should probably get a Spectra if you don't have one already. He's great in dragons, great in TOA. And then Hwa's purpose in this team is, first of all, she's the nuker. She's the nuker of the team, so that's one. Second of all, she pushes the attack bar. And third of all, she does the speed debuff, but you already have Spectra for that, but if it doesn't land, then you have the speed debuff, and then also dots is another thing. So she's the only nuker in this team. So if you want to go into more speed team, you can use a full nuker like Sigmarus, Theomars, someone like that. Tayor, if you have one, is good. And then, but Hwa is great because it pushes the attack bar back too. So again, Spectra is kind of a replacement for Hwa, but I would say the best replacement if you're not doing a nuke team for Hwa would probably be maybe Beretta for the turbulence, and then it also does dots. So Beretta's farmable, so Hwa's better for this, but Beretta's great in DB though. Beretta could be used in DB, so you could build it also another team around Beretta if you have one. And then let's see, Bella, I would just consider go ahead and get your Bella if you don't have one. Don't try and replace him because he does so much. First of all, he def breaks, so it goes through the first stages way faster. It makes you kill the boss faster, so that just helps a lot. Second of all, he strips. So he strips the immunity off the boss, which is great because if you don't get the immunity off, then you probably won't win if you had to deal with immunity the whole game, with this team at least. So you need some sort of stripper, and then heal. So he's the solo healer, he strips, and he def breaks. So there's really not really a replacement for Bella. If you really don't feel like getting one or something, then you could try another healer like Jasoon's Wind even, but maybe Jasoon, maybe Emma. Emma's good. Any healer, you could probably use the Lulu if you're looking for a farmable one, the Water Howl, but it's nowhere near as good. Just try Bella's farmable though, so you should be able to get Bella, not too hard. He's on the secret dungeons on Light Day. And then lastly, we have Veromos, the Dark Ifrit. Again, he's farmable, so you really kind of need him. But he does the dots, so that's really nice to help kill the boss, kill the first guys. And then the stun's good for the first stages. It stuns with a 60% chance AoE, so that's good for the first stages. But pass is mainly why we use him. It removes a weakening effect except inability effects, which means sleep. It won't remove sleep, stun, or freeze. So it recovers 3 HP for each weakening effect it removes. So 3 HP is nothing special really, but the remove 1 debuff is great because then when the dragon starts putting dots on you, he just cleans them off one at a time, so and it usually shouldn't be more than one. If your Vero's fast, he'll keep them cleaned. If you don't have Vero, you don't feel like building one, because this is more understandable why you wouldn't want to get him at first. You should get him eventually anyways. It'll help you out in the long run, but the fusion grind takes a while when you're first starting. It takes a really long time, but it's definitely worth it. You're gonna need a Vero eventually, but their best replacement's Konamiya. Plain and simple, Konamiya is probably the best. Any cleanser really that you have in mind, but Konamiya is probably the best replacement. Alright guys, that's gonna be the end of this video, I think. I'll probably be posting my account soon of all my monsters and their runes after rune removal day. I don't have that many monsters, of course, so it won't be that big of a video, but anyways, you guys could be looking forward to that. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.